Shalom. My topic today is the destruction of a jealous heart. And I want to say thank you to Ahaya in the name of his son Yeshaya. And I ask that in Yeshaya's name, Ahaya will bless this message to be received by those who are listening. The destruction of a jealous heart. Jealousy is one of the most terrible emotion that we could have. And so many people possess that characteristic of jealousy. We all have that. It's part of us. But when you take jealousy to the extent of contemplating hurting someone or doing something evil to someone, lying, whatever it may be, that's when you have a disease. Jealousy can be a disease. I have seen people so jealous of others that they will do anything to harm that person or to try and take something away from that person or lie or steal. When jealousy becomes that strong within your nature, it's time to seek help. And, we don't talk about jealousy enough. And I'm not talking about jealousy between a man and a woman. That's just an obvious jealousy. But I'm speaking of the jealousy that causing you to become emotionally ill because of the neighbor's success, or because my best friend bought a brand new home and I'm still living in an apartment, or my associates even maybe bought a new yacht and I don't have one. Jealousy, it's not just in one race of people. Jealousy is just as equal around the board in every race, but it will destroy you. It is okay to admire someone of their accomplishments and realize that you have the power to do it too. You have to stop focusing your attention on what others have and focus your attention on what you have and what you want to accomplish in your life. If you have a problem with this, then you need to seek God's help because it can become a disease. Many people destroy themselves from their own destructive evil that return to them. When you send out evil, evil return. You reap what you sow. Jealousy. But if you are bitter, envying, and strife, if you have those characteristics in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. That is James 3:16. This wisdom descend not from above, but is earthly, sensual, and devilish. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work. And that's James 3:14-16. Jealousy can cause you to commit sin. Jealousy can also bring you down. You bring your own self down for focusing your attention on others instead of yourself. Instead of using so much energy to destroy someone else's dreams, why don't you just focus that energy on you and what you can do to improve your life and what it is that you want to accomplish in your life? Do not concentrate on others and what they may have and what where they may go in, or what their position may be at work, their authority, whatever it is. You do not focus on their success, and focus on yours, and you will be happy and succeed in this life. Genesis 4th chapter, verse 3 to 8. And in process of time, in process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought the fruit of the ground an offering unto Ahiah. And Abel he also brought of his firstlings of his flock, and of the fat thereof. And Ahiah had respect for Abel and his offering, but unto Cain his offering he had no respect of Cain's offering. And Cain was very angry, and his countenance fell. And Ahiah said unto Cain, Why art thou angry? And why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou do not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass that they were in the field, and Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. So now, why did Cain kill his brother? His jealousy was so strong that he committed a deadly sin and taken his brother's life. He was the first murderer. And you might say, well, why? Well, maybe God didn't respect his gift, and that's why he did it. Maybe God should have respected Cain's gift. If Cain's gift offering to God was his first part, his first crop, the best, in other words, if Cain would have brought his best to God, as Abel did, then this would not be an issue. But because Cain brought not his best, but he gave God what he wanted to give him, and it was not his best, so God did not respect that offering. But he respect Abel's offering, because Abel gave his first, the best of his fruits, the best of his flock that he had raised. And this is why God respect Abel's blessing, his offering, and not Cain. Now he allowed that sickness to cause him to sin. That is why we should not feed into jealousy. When you find yourself envying or being jealous of someone else, you should immediately change your mind off that. You should start thinking about, I'm going to get one like that. I could do it. Or I'm going to buy a new car, or I'm going to get a better job. Jealous people are usually those who are lazy. They're not going to work very hard to accomplish much. And when others accomplish, they drag them down so that they don't look bad. And this is why we hurt one another, is because we want to bring that person that we're jealous of down to their level. If I'm jealous of you, then I want to bring you down to my level so that you won't outshine me. You won't look like you're doing so much better than me. I may not work hard, or, I may not strive as hard as you did. I may not try as much as you did, but I still don't want you to have more than me. Now, you see how that sounds? Now, you would never say that, but in your mind, this is what you think. Well, why should he have it? Well, why should she have it? I don't have it. Why don't you have it? It's usually because you're lazy and you do not want to strive hard to accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish. Now, Cain blames God instead of himself. And when you don't take responsibility for your own action, you will never be successful at anything you do. You must take responsibility for your own. If you're jealous of someone, you need to recognize that and nip it in the bud. You need to change that, not allow it to destroy you. Okay? So Cain became self righteous. He was self righteous because he ignored what God wanted. He ignored his gift, his offering to God wasn't the best, and he never stood up and take responsibility for his action. So he just blamed God and went on about it, which many of us do. We don't honor up to our wrongdoings when we need to. It's good for the soul, and it helps you to stay focused and see where you're going. You keep your eyes on your goal. But when you all emotionally all tied up in knots because of someone else's success, then that is going to destroy you. Do you know that distress and jealousy and hatred, all of these emotions brings on sicknesses and illness to the body? Check it out. You become sick eventually, or come down with a disease because stress and agony and hatred, all of that is against the body. It brings the body down. It makes the body sick. So you must not feed into jealousy. Now, the sound heart is the life of the flesh, a sound heart. You cannot have a sound heart if you're holding jealousy and envy in your heart. But envy and rottenness of the bones, but envy is the rottenness of the bones. Proverb 14:30. Yes, envy rottens the bones. It does. Genesis 37:3-5. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than they loved his brethren, they hated him and could not speak peaceably unto him. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it to his brothers, and they hated him yet more. Now, Joseph, was the baby son. He was the youngest son. And, the youngest son of Isaac. And Joseph had a dream that he was going to be very wealthy and that his older brothers, was going to work for him. He told that dream to them, and they sold him into slavery because of the jealousy. When you cannot share happiness with the best friend or an associate or a relative, when you cannot be happy for their success, then there is something wrong in your heart that you need to fix. So don't allow jealousy to destroy you. Jealousy will, like the Bible says here, it will rotten the bones. So I'm telling you, do not allow jealousy to destroy your life and to cause diseases and sicknesses to come upon you. Thank you for listening. Shalom.